Oh, there we are. We're live.
Live.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from wherever the hell you are in the world. Welcome to Gunpla Talk. I am one of your co-hosts, Tim, the one and only child of Mecca, and today I'm joined by some amazing guys. My very merry band of misfits, if you will. And we're going to be talking about how to win GBWC today. So I hope you're looking forward to that. So we're going to have some conversation about what we think are the commonalities between GBWC winners and what kind of the judges may be looking for this year, and just some general tips about the subject. So if that's what you're interested in, you might be at the right place. But before we do that, we're going to go around the room. We're going to introduce everyone, and then we're going to talk about what each one of us is working on. We're going to go to Zach with the news, and then we'll jump into it. So without any further ado, let's start down under with our good friend, Josh. Josh, introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, everybody. My name's Josh Dara. I'm in Australia, and I build Gunpla and do drawings of them, and that's about it, I think. Yeah.
That's all you do?
You don't do anything
else?
Well, I do heaps of other stuff. But I'll keep it there. I feel like I say something else, but I've forgotten like a third or fourth thing that I say. But anyway, there we go. That's me.
Usually I think that's like the other thing you say is just based on whatever like you're currently working on. Something last time you were working on one of your little houses or something, you said something like that.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I would have done that. Yeah. Okay. Well, no, just me. That's it. Nothing new. Nothing extra. Just me. Please be my friend.
Fair enough. We're all your friends, buddy. We're all your friends, man. So good deal. Thank you, Josh. Let's go over across the pond to our friend Simon. Simon, introduce yourself, sir.
Hello, I'm Simon, otherwise known as Gundam UK, and I build mecha models and sell stuff through my website. Hello.
Look at that glorious beard he's rocking, guys.
Glorious beard.
He's looking pretty good, I gotta say.
It has magical properties, I'm told.
My
You haven't felt them yet?
Not yet. Still waiting. I have to get to just in size before I can start using those powers.
Yeah, I guess you're at like apprentice level beardism right now.
That's correct, yes.
Gotcha. Well, continue to work on it.
Is it nice? Is it nice and itchy? Or is it
it's past the itchy stage. It's like my face has got used to it now, but it still ceases to grow here. Yeah, looks kind of strange, but it works.
So it's just a face blanket at this point.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
But it's pretty like even like you're not Keanu Reevesing it with like just patches here and stuff.
No, it's quite patchy. Yeah.
Okay, quite patchy.
Hiding it by sort of folding it over in certain places. It's a ridiculous procedure. Yeah.
like a comb over, but on the face.
Nice. Well, it's a good look, man. It's a good look.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Let's go over to Zach. Zach, introduce yourself, sir.
Hi. It's what am I, Mr. Elitist? What's the other one? Hipster?
Elitist hipster
over here. I shaved off my beard because I had a beard before it was cool, and I also drink only the finest of microbrewery Sapporo.
Micro independent brewery.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And if it's anything expensive, I'm into it. I don't buy any kits under $100. That's me.
You don't use digital cameras.
You guys thought you knew me, but you guys just haven't been watching lately, I guess.
Yeah, you're like when you like do your dishes instead of like using a scouring pad, you're just using pieces of the Ellen Kshatriya just bundled together just to wash your dishes. Who cares?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
He doesn't do his dishes. He has someone else do his dishes.
Yeah. I mean, the parts of that kit that I didn't already just throw away because I was kind of tired of having them around.
There you go. Nice. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. So,
Tim, I just want to say this.
Yeah.
We do shout outs at the end, but I just want to make sure to get this out here before we get going. About my Kotobukiya contest. If any of you guys watching have not seen about that, on January 1st, I posted my video announcing the Kotobukiya contest. If any of you guys watching don't know about that, check that out. Kotobukiya contest is on until March 14th. So just under 100 entries so far. Usually ends up being around 50% or so actually end up finishing on average, but we'll see. There's quite a lot of mix of stuff, a lot of odd, and there's actually been a handful of kits that I've never even seen before. So there's a lot of cool stuff in there that people are working on. So
that's great.
Cool. Yeah, should be cool. That's all.
And it's for like all Kotobukiya kits, no matter what line.
Yep, anything Kotobukiya. That's all. So yeah,
of course, there's a wide-ranging topic.
Yeah, of course. Like primarily, it's been frame arms girl, frame arms, and armored core. So those are kind of like the biggest ones. But there's been a lot of other weird things. There's been a couple of different like Mega Man kits I've seen entered.
Ah, cool.
A lot of like weird, obscure things. A few Evangelion kits, of course, and just all kinds of stuff. So yeah,
neat.
Yeah,
very cool.
It should be interesting.
Yeah, there should be some good entries in that.
Yeah,
awesome.
So, awesome. Don't forget about that.
That's very cool. Well, let's just go right into it. What are you working on right now, Zach? Tell everybody. Let's go.
Well, I've got something done I can show you, but I am also working on this. Just got all the base painting done on the RE GPO4.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So just gonna start working on panel lining that guy up. That's just going to be kind of a quick little project. Just wanted to get that painted and done. But also, this guy I think was painted before, but he's now completely done. The SDCS Nightingale.
Neat.
So good. So nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with how
those lines.
I really like it a lot. Yeah. So a couple of people had asked, and just to say it again in case you're wondering, the line parts are not masked. Those are leftover decals from the Dragon Momoko Strike Noir kit.
Oh,
had a bunch of those, and I didn't use all of them, so I had some of those left over. So yeah, that's done. I just wanted to work on like a simple base for that, as well as a character figure for that is this one. It's not painted yet, so her arms are also missing, but that is almost done. And then working on the GPO4, and then I need to work on a new video for the Tristan as well, probably sometime in the next couple of days.
Man, I love your variety of stuff you build. It's cool.
Right.
I've never done any little chicks, and I've done like a mecha, but a mecha Trovigo. I haven't painted it. Little ST Nightingales. Good on you, friend.
Yeah, you gotta mix it up a little bit, but
it's cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing another big kit though. In the near future, one of the next things I'm going to be starting here pretty soon is painting the Deep Striker. So, also do something big for a change. A couple little things, a big thing, kind of switch it up in between.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
nice.
Don't paint that little cloth little tube at the back, because that's fantastic straight out of the box, Zach.
Not even close.
I know how much you love that.
I that away already, but if not, it's as soon as I get back to sanding that thing up, that thing's going straight in the trash.
I mean, if you lose it, just use a shoelace or something like that. It'll be fine. Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. It looks like a portion of a shoelace.
Nice one, Tim.
That would probably be better, because at least it would have like kinks in it and stuff.
That's true.
You just like send like a package to Kawaguchi, and you're like, "Dear Kawaguchi, I think I got an extra cloth part in my Deep Striker, and it's just a shoelace." Yeah.
No, it's not good. No. I don't like that part at all.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody does. Cool. Well, thank you, sir. Mm-hmm. Simon, what are you working on, man? You're working on something cool, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And mind you, not that Zach's not working on something cool. I'm just putting that out there. Zach builds cool shit. We all build cool shit.
I
was building cool stuff before you guys knew what kits were cool. So
preemptively, we all got good shit. Anyway,
please keep this character going forever. I love it.
Yeah.
What character?
Look at him. He don't even give a shit. Look at him.
Oh man.
Eating on stream. Come on. All right. Anyway, Junior Mints.
I brought them back from America.
That's very hipster. Junior Mints. Oh my. Anyway, Simon, what are we working on, buddy?
I am working on a master grade Delta Plus at the minute, and it's nearly finished. Well, here's the top half of it anyway.
Oh, look at that.
And it's very sort of stripy and contrasty with a million decals on it. And just finished the legs, so I'm shooting the last work in progress today. That's that. I'm also working on I can't remember the name of it, bear with me. A Gundam 00 Diver Ace HG kit.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, but this is for a new website in the UK called armorofgod.co.uk, which sells Gunpla, which is really nice.
Very cool.
And I'm just about to start work on another HG for E-models, which is a GM ground type, which should be fun.
Is that who you painted the MG Zaku for?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you show us that finished? I mean, like on this show.
I don't think I have, but is it on my website? It will be on my website if you want to have a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wunderbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you? What's your kind of end review of the Delta Plus? Do you like it?
I really, really love it.
Yes.
It's the design of it that I really enjoy. In fact, I'd really like to try doing maybe a haiku ski next, or what's it called? The Rizel, maybe something similar.
Oh, I've always wanted to get a Rizel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I would probably say the Shiki is a little bit better than the Rizel, but that's just my opinion. What do you think, Zach? You've built both, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because
are there two versions of the haiku ski?
Yeah, there's the old school chrome looking plated, and then there's the 2.0 that just came out in the past couple years. The 2.0 is like head and shoulders above, way better than the old one.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Like the difference between the Zaku 2 and the Zaku 1.0.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's the difference between night and day. It really is. And I really dig the Shiki 2.0. I actually have it sitting on my desk just so, just to give me inspiration and so I can look at it because it's pretty damn awesome. So yeah,
I had mine.
It's one of
the shelf for a long time too. Yeah,
the gold is so nice. It's ridiculous how nice it is.
Yeah, it is nice. But then once you strip it, then you have all the freedom in the world to paint it whatever you want.
I think I'd have to
really
strip
cool.
it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I dig that Delta Plus, man. That's coming along really well. It's very speed racer-ish, you know?
It's kind of what I was sort of aiming for. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Fighter, like display fighter jet style painting. So.
Well, I'd say successful then at that point.
Yeah, hopefully it will come together soon. So
yeah, it's super different. Like I probably wouldn't attempt something like that because I'm like, it's a bit crazy, but it's cool doing that, pushing it a little bit outside of what you normally do, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was aiming for. Yeah, do something really different.
Cool.
So
I like it.
Ooh, thank you.
Well, thank you, sir. Josh, what about you? What are you working on, buddy?
I'm working on the high grade Sinaju Stein. If anybody hasn't built this,
nice.
It's really good. And I'm having some fun kind of kit bashing with it, if you can kind of see. I put some Z Zulu shoulders on him, and I've given him some advanced hazel high heels. Get going on there. And what else? Oh, and I don't know if you can tell, but his where's my hand? His torso. I've added like this big point here on the front, and I've mega crotched him up. Just getting some good thrust in there. So crotched him up, yeah, bit of a crotchy crotch. So I'm having fun doing some little changes on that, and I've changed like his I guess his chest vents or something like that to make him look a little bit closed, more vented, and I put on the back in between his tail sort of butt flaps. I've put the back calf thruster from a Jester MG. I spread them out a little bit and just kind of put that in there, added a bit more in there, and then for the backpack, these are actually little Sinanju high grade central backpack. I put 2 of those on the outsides and then put the top of the Stein's kind of blue bits on the top and chop them down a little bit so it's a little bit stockier. So yeah, just mucking around, having fun with him, and yeah, it's good fun. So yeah, I'm not going to do detailing on this guy, so I can just relax and kit bash and then paint him up. So I'm having a detailing break. Yeah, so I'll actually get him done before a year is out. Yeah, and this ain't for GBWC or anything; it's just for fun. Yeah, and Josh's other non-Gunpla hobby, show and tell. Do you guys know much about the drone racing that people do with like the goggles and stuff like that?
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah, man, I haven't done it yet. My friend showed me, and so you kind of build your own. So you get like a carbon fiber frame, and you buy the engine separate, and you buy these electronics that go in the middle, and it's pretty plug and play. You do a little bit of soldering, and of course there should be some propellers on here, so you get cool colored propellers. And then the best part is, so you fly in the drone, it's got a camera, and it sends a live feed to your goggles here. And look at how dumb you look with these. Look at that. You're just like, man, this is the future of humanity.
Total so, what does it say on there? Fat Shark?
And look at the brand name, Fat Shark. When I was getting into it, I'm like, wait, are these the knockoff goggles or the good ones? Because that seems pretty knockoffy.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm really, really looking forward to doing it because basically you see what the drone sees. And so you can just be sitting on a chair in the middle of a park, and then the drone, you're just like 3 blocks away and you're up really high. And so it's kind of like flying. So I'll be trying that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
Those goggles remind me of Blade Runner, or like what's that? Oh god, now I can't remember the damn thing. The Scarlett Johansson movie. Based on
Ghost
in the Machine. Yeah, or Ghost in the Shell. Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell, yeah.
It reminds me of one of those.
Yeah, it's really like you put them on, but then you just can't see anything. But you got all this heads-up display. And, but I'll be doing a lot of crashing for sure. My friends who are into it, they're like, man, you're going to break so much drone parts. So looking to be a noob again for a little while, which will be fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. Good. Hey, perfect timing.
There's Justin.
Justin!
Ew.
Look at that yellow t-shirt, man. That is bright. Just like a bright ray of sunshine, just warming our morning.
I don't know about warming.
I think we're almost representing every color of the rainbow here. If you look down,
I know, right?
United
Gunpla Talk here.
What's up, guys?
That's awesome.
Hey, Justin.
What's going on, man?
Nothing. I slept in. I stayed up until like 2 o'clock playing The Witcher.
Ah, you know what?
What a great game!
It's so good.
That little independent game doesn't take too long to play.
It's super short, but you know, I can't put it down. I think I've beaten it like 500 times now.
Have you? Oh, okay. Damn it.
No.
Go. My friend was he was playing that. And what's the card game that you can play in like the inns or something? Gwent.
Yeah.
So he was like explaining it to me about his wife, just going, no, please play the actual game. Don't get stuck playing hours of Gwent. So it's like a card game within a game.
You want to see something really funny?
Yes, please tell me you bought Gwent.
Well, a friend of mine gave this to me. So this is the collector's edition. This is really sidetracking the whole show. I'm sorry, but it's an Easter egg, and I want to share it with everybody because I haven't seen it anywhere. The first DLC came with a physical collector's edition, and you know that their next game is Cyberpunk 2077, right?
Oh yes.
So this is a little card that gives you like a DLC code for the game. Look at the expiration date.
Never.
Nice.
I thought that was kind of funny.
That's cool.
Pretty good, yeah. Pretty good. I just realized we're like Voltron.
We are.
Look at that.
Man.
Zach, go get a blue shirt, Zach.
We already been Wu-Tang before, so.
That's true, yeah.
Well, Zach's, I'm like blue. Zach's is kind of black, so I can't. I'm like a dark blue, so we might be set. I think.
Are you dark blue? That looks like a black t-shirt.
It's like a navy shirt, but it's hard to see. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I'll form the right leg. Is that the one?
Something. Yeah, I think it is. I think you're right.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that means Simon, you're Pidge.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Is
Voltron,
that the dumpy little round? What really?
Nope.
Wow.
All right, get the fuck off the show. Get off the show.
Wow.
You're banned.
It just wasn't a thing
kicked
here
off
in the
just like
UK. It just wasn't a thing.
It's okay, man.
Wow.
Is it like Power Rangers?
No, it's so much better.
It's basically. Do you actually not know at all what it is?
I've seen it on Netflix. There's like a thing on there, isn't there? But it's
Yeah,
like a
the
new
new
one, isn't it? It's
That's
like
the
a-
newer
Yeah,
one, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The,
And
the
the
new
robot
one's great.
lions.
Yeah, the new one's great, by the way. Really, really good. But the nostalgia of the old one is just what is just so nice and charming. So, but that's okay. You can catch up.
I will
We
catch up.
understand. Yeah. We expect you to watch the entire 8-season run of Voltron by next show. Just FYI, that's your homework. And we'll need a full report from you then. Thanks.
I will provide charts and a full PowerPoint presentation in the next
Spreadsheets and all.
Spoiler alert for the next episode.
Nice. So, just hey, real quick, Justin, what are you working on, man? Because we were going around telling everybody what we're working on.
Hey, look at me.
I know.
This,
Wow. What are you doing?
This tiny little.
Are you
dreadnought.
holding something?
Whoa.
What is it?
It's a Warhammer 40k dreadnought.
Is that? Oh, so that's gonna be a big dude. That's like the torso.
Yeah. So
Ah, cool.
for Christmas, I got the Imperial Fists Battle Force.
Yes.
I decided I would start my second army, and I'm painting them yellow because I hate myself.
I mean,
Definitely, you're more on a hand painting thing at the minute, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I'm bouncing back and forth. I've got, I just put out like new videos. The God Gundam I'm working on. But for Christmas I also got a new desk.
Sweet.
And it was missing a leg when I went to go put it together.
What?
So my entire hobby room is in a complete state of disarray. But I put like a temporary thing together so I can finally start painting here this week. So we're gonna jump into painting again here soon.
Nice.
Cool.
Excellent. Well, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on.
I'm glad I actually woke up to be on.
I like that yellow shirt.
Dude, it's an Evil Dead reference.
Even better.
we can only see like the beginning and the end of the word anyway.
Yeah.
Because your beard. So yeah.
It's just something beard something.
Something beard.
It's the Black Dahlia.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, gotcha.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Hey, and hey, last but not least, I am currently building or have finished my Jesta that I've been working on for a while.
So
if you
nice.
guys, I appreciate that, man. I haven't shown it to the masses, but I've shown it to these guys. Because I like these guys. What can I say? Except for Zach, he's an elitist hipster. Look at the look I got.
You already did it 10 years ago.
Right. No. But finished the Jesta. I'm building. Currently working on the finishing up the base for it because it's going to be airdropped. So 3 parachutes off of a support arm. The Jesta will be suspended in midair. It's coming along pretty well. If you want to see the progress thus far of the Jesta, check out my YouTube channel. We've got like almost 60 2-hour plus live streams documenting the whole process and all that good stuff. So it's fun time. But yeah, that's coming along really good. Got the Rooster t-shirt for it on today, just in kind of honor of that. But yeah, so good things.
I was gonna ask you, because of course I tell everybody, please take photos of your Gundam kits outside so it has sky, because I want it to feel realer. Is there any chance that you can take the Jesta, like the arm bit off, and put that up higher so you can shoot a camera up like that with the sky behind it, so it looks like it's actually landing? Or is it too scary to do that?
That would be pretty cool.
That might be possible.
Okay. Because I think I really want to see it with like clouds and stuff behind it from down low as if it's coming down. Oh, I just really want to see that. Yeah.
That could be possible. That could be possible. I'd have to think about how to pull that off because the support arm is like right up against the parachutes. So the parachutes are directly under the support arm. But if I
just take them apart and if something else, and then
if I hang it off something else, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Rig up something
we'll
else.
Talk about. We'll see about that because I'm always at Simon. I'm like, dude, good finished kit. Take it outside. Take some photos.
Right.
All the time.
Nice.
Josh.
But anyway, cool.
Ricardo had a better suggestion in the chat. He said for Tim to jump out of plane with the kit and take pictures.
That's the
I saw
best
that.
idea I've ever heard.
Selfie
man.
stick.
I'd totally
Selfies.
jump out of a plane, but I don't know if I'd take the Gesto with me.
I love it. Oh man, you throw it out, and just as you're there taking photos, it just breaks up into a million pieces from just the wind force. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Damn it, we have to do it
man.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Another 8 months of my life or whatever.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
That's great.
Oh man, fun times. But that'll be done hopefully very soon, and then pictures and all that good stuff will follow. So anyway, that's what we're building on, or we're building. Let's take it over to Zach and let's talk about news, shall we?
All right, let me get the pictures open here. Sorry. There's a lot of news just came out today, and a couple things that have come out in the past couple days, but let me.
Of course, you already knew about this stuff like 6 months ago, and you're already bored with the kits that have been announced anyway. So
yeah, pretty much.
I saw that we're getting super dope grunt suit.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Before the super dope grunt suits, this is not Gunpla related, but Kotobukiya is finally doing some reissues of some of their HMM Zoids kits.
Yes.
I think it's just the Ligers, and the Ligers are being released as like marking plus versions or something like that. So I think
they come with decals and stuff. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And aside from the different Ligers, the only one that I've seen is also getting reprinted for now is the Berserk Fury as well, the big T-Rex one. So that's cool. Just a heads up to anybody who's into that stuff. I think those are coming out in June. But then, of course, we finally got some new information about the Master Grade S XS kit. Here, we'll switch back and forth to see how that looks. Pretty cool.
Before, after.
List price for it is 12,000 yen, so that's pretty high.
Wow.
The original XS is 8,000, so 4,000 yen for some S parts and some of the new parts for it doesn't really make too much sense. So I don't know if there's something maybe we haven't seen yet or what, but yeah. If you guys have any theories about that, we were talking in my Discord earlier today about it, and none of us could really figure out what it could possibly be, but that seems pretty high.
Was this just announced earlier?
This was announced, or it was like shown a few months ago, but then we haven't seen anything more else about it until just like today or yesterday. Today, I think, this morning, yesterday morning.
I am completely out of the loop then, because this is the first time hearing about it.
I think I saw one picture of it standing, and that was all I ever saw.
It was just all gray, I think. I don't even think maybe there was a color one, but yeah, it was months ago. They showed a prototype for it, but as far as I know, and I think as far as is what's true is that there's only parts of it are new. It's mostly the same kit. But in this case, they're going to be giving you the parts to build either the S or the XS in the same box, and it's giving you the new parts that were used for the Deep Striker. So new parts for the chest, the head, and the shoulders. Otherwise, nothing new about it as far as we know. But that list price is very high, so I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be something else.
The large tanks that used to come with it.
Yeah, those have been there too, but those were with the original XS kit, which again is 8,000. And this is 12,000, so it's quite a big
50% more. Wow.
Yeah.
Now look, options cost money, guys.
Well,
and they're dabbling into that Dragon Momoko territory where you get two kits in a box and you get to pick which one you build.
Well,
is this a regular release?
That when the 1/100 scale Gushin came out, everyone loved just having all those extra leftover parts that you couldn't do anything with.
That was a thing. I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
was a big hit. So, you know, having a bunch of leftover excess parts and a really super expensive kit, I'm sure that'll be really popular.
Absolutely.
Is this
Wow.
a regular release?
Yeah, as far as I've seen, yeah. Mhm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, strange. I don't know, but I don't know why they didn't go full 2.0 or Verka or something with it and just have it totally redesigned, but apparently not.
Womp womp.
So, another more exciting news, HD Maginot Core Kit. That's pretty out of nowhere.
Wow.
They've got the
Wow.
weirdest legs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like they're on backwards, but not.
Yeah.
They're really weird.
I mean, it's getting the good old tall geese real grade cankles going on too.
Yeah, like upside down milk bowls.
Upside down milk bottle totally is. Yep.
Hmm.
Wow.
Very
I
weird,
like
but
it because it's so different.
yeah.
It's quite unique. Yeah.
Based off this, and there's some other images here. I separated the folders. These are just like the official photos, and then there's some photos that are from the like Gundam Base Tokyo, where they have the kits on display, and they have a few kits on display where you can see some different poses and things. It also comes with a shield. And I can assume that there's going to be at least one, if not more, P-Bandai variation of this that'll come out because there's a bunch of different versions of it. But yeah, the Leo came out last year. That was a shocker, and so now they're doing this one too. So wing grunt suits. There you go.
I'm curious to see how much that's going to be stickers. Like the ankles, that looks like an orange part, and the side hips looks like a part, but I don't know.
So
The
I think
chest and
the
stuff like that.
might be one. I bet the chest is a sticker though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bits there on the chest, I'm thinking might be stickers, but the rest of it does look like parts.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's a new HD Revive Destiny coming out, which looks cool, and it's nice that the effect parts are actually included in the box. Those aren't going to be a P-Bandai thing, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Jeez. Yeah, very surprising. Still don't like the proportions of just the Destiny standing though. The head and shoulders look too big, in my opinion. Compared to the legs, it's got like these really thin, sleek legs and this big bobble head and big shoulders. Looks like to me anyway.
Yeah, it is wonky. Yeah.
I felt the same way about the RG. That's why I didn't really like the RG too much when I built it ages ago. I didn't like the proportions of it. And it's like this is exactly the same for this one, but still it looks good when it's posed up anyway. And the effect parts are cool. That those are included. This is not Gunpla related at all, but I saw this on Tag Hobby and had to show you guys. This is a cell phone stand that has.
Yes.
Yes.
Surely you could probably get those on E2406.
I don't know. Haven't seen, but
It's so funny because like the best view is not where you're looking because you're looking at your phone. Like, what's the point of that? You can't see anything.
well,
Is it for
Josh has got
everybody
a point
else's
here.
enjoyment?
We have a huge dilemma here.
to like take a break from looking at your phone.
Ah,
Who's
there you
actually
go.
thinking about getting one?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know this variant was out. I've got the others, but I didn't know this was released yet.
Interestingly enough, there were others.
Yes, great.
Oh my! I am
Where's
just
it going with this?
I think there was 3 different ones or something. Feel free
Um,
to check that out. I don't know what series this is or anything. I didn't look at any of the information. It was on Tag Hobby. That was funny to share with you guys as well. New pink Haro Plus coming out. It's a big deal. P-Bandai. You'd think it's a Woundwort 2, but actually this is a Hazel 2. Is coming out.
It has very big.
and
yeah.
I didn't really know this about the names, but someone in my Discord gave us the lowdown on this. I guess the names actually where you have like this is a Hazel 2 and Khar 2 and all of them like the 2s are Woundworts that are meant to mimic the word. So for example, this is a Woundwort that's meant to mimic the capabilities of the Hazel, so it's a Hazel 2. Whereas like when it has like the Khar type equipment, it's meant to mimic the Khar. So it's the Khar 2, but it's just the Woundwort with like Khar type equipment on it.
Interesting.
If that makes sense. I didn't know that before, so that was pretty interesting. But that's why this is called the Hazel 2, even though there is a Hazel 2, like where it's just an upgraded version of the Hazel. This one is also called Hazel.
Maybe that's why it's called the Advanced Hazel. I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. There's the Hazel.
They took our name.
There's so many different name variations and different variations for everything. But anyway, yeah. That right after in my like best kits of 2018 video, I was talking about the Wound War, and I said in that video, I don't think we're going to get any more other variations of the Wound War. And then the next day, here you go.
And I was waiting. They're like, oh, yeah. We're not.
But it looks awesome. And especially like the mobile armor form, I'm glad that they're getting into like the really super like long extended pointy mobile armor of Advanced Zeta. It looks really super cool.
Yeah, that looks rad.
But so it's rocking this very pointy back skirt now instead of the big round the dunk. But
oh, it looks like the backpack of the Advanced Hazel 2, I think.
This one?
Yeah, look at it. It's the one that's got like all the crazy white things sticking out of it. I don't know all the hazels like that.
There's so many different variations. I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about, but yeah, it looks awesome. Anyway,
purple looks good with blue. Yeah.
It's got the Khar shield, and then 2 of the long rifles. That's awesome. And in other very interesting news, we're finally getting a model kit of the Sis Kaede, and it's coming out in the XD cross silhouette line, strangely.
Yay!
I don't know what this is.
Justin. That was such a good response.
The reasoning.
It looks like a weird. It's like a
Digimon?
A wing strike Gundam had a baby with a Zaku and a super robot.
That's pretty damn accurate.
I
don't know what this is.
Here you go. Let me pull up a different window here. Bear with me a second. Let's take a look. Just because it's very obscure, so I assume probably a lot of people may be unfamiliar with it. It's from a game or something apparently, where there's like some different mono-eyed Gundam.
Why don't we get a high grade with that?
Yeah, right.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, actually, I was expecting if we were ever going to get a kit of this, that it would have been an RE100 kit, because it seems a really good candidate for an RE100 release. It's very obscure.
I've never heard of it, so that kind of fits the bill already.
We got Converge figures of this not too long ago. I think it was like around a year ago or something. So they came out in a Converge series, which is pretty interesting. That was surprising that it even came out here. So yeah, I'm really surprised that this is coming out as an SD kit rather than an HD or an RE, but maybe that means that we might actually get a different kit of this as well at some point.
Everybody buy 20, so it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
It's a cool design though. I like it. There's 2 different versions. There's just the regular version, there's the Titans version. It's just different colors.
You get the Titans version? I see what they're doing.
Yeah, it's awesome. SD form, not quite what I would like, but it's better than nothing, I guess. 2 new HD Origin Zaku's coming out, which are barely different at all. This one is the C6. It has a different chest part here, which has a Vulcan in the chest. That's all. And then this is the red Comet version of Char's Zaku 2, which the only thing different about this one is that it comes with the Zaku machine gun, where the original kit did not.
It actually, the difference is a gun. That's amazing. I'm sure that somebody has like 80 of those laying around.
And different stickers.
Oh,
different stickers.
You got me.
Ah, man.
So yeah, basically nothing really too new or exciting. But the good news is that the HD Origin line is not dead. We haven't seen anything out of it for a while, so hopefully this means that we might still get some more new things out of the line instead of just more Zakus, but
Nah, it's just
in
like
the meantime,
that's it. And gun tanks.
yeah. So that's that, and there's some photos of this stuff actually on display, where you can see some more of the details of some of this stuff here. So let me just pull this, open that up, I'll show you that. And there's also something else new in this one as well. Yeah. There's this new narrative version of the HG Silver Bullet.
Oh, this is a kit? I thought this was... I saw a close-up photo of this on somebody's Twitter, and I'm like, oh, they've done a mod. I didn't know this was a kit. Cool.
Yeah. Look at the knee armor.
I like that.
That's pretty nice.
I like how the knee armor is just like plugged in like on the side of the knee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Offset. Weird.
I love the HG Silver Bullet, so any new variation is good news.
Yep.
I'm excited for that. Yeah. And there's the narrative version of the DJ you can see there in the background. That was also new, but I believe that's just a color swap. I think it has like a couple new parts for the shoulder. That's pretty much it. There's a couple pictures here of these guys on display. Yeah.
They're the tanks.
Doesn't look like, yeah. There's the tanks, and you can see the stand is the same, so it doesn't come with a new stand. It's in clear instead of black, so
Yay.
it's different, but if it does end up being that color, they could switch it for the actual release, but doesn't look like anything really new except for the head, chest, and shoulders.
Disappointing.
Unfortunately, it's more pictures of these guys, though. What's that?
Disappointing.
Yeah, it is a bit.
Yeah, like
Especially
it's cool.
for $120.
Yeah.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? It's Bandai.
Yep. These guys look cool. There you go. That shield is pretty cool too.
Yeah, I like the shield on that. Yeah.
I assume that this is going to be probably very cheap, similar to the Leo, so that people can buy like multiples of them, make a team. So that's cool. Some more photos of these guys on display. That big gun is so cool. It just looks so dinky in SD form. It would look so much cooler in some other form. But another photo of these guys. Yeah, that big gun and the new Zakus. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Oh, what's that? Looks like a new part there for the shoulder as well, possibly, where it doesn't have. It's like missing one of the spikes.
Oh, damn.
Oh, okay. Oh, I must buy now.
Yeah, you can't just chop off a spike. That has to be done in the kit itself.
That's it. It has to be molded.
Yeah.
No, you're not allowed to.
Interesting.
Damn kids and their customizing models.
That's it. Can't be doing that.
So there you go. That's the new stuff. But some very surprising announcements there for sure.
Yeah, I would say so. Huh. All right. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to make of all that. Maybe Bandai's trying to recoup the money that they lost by the guy embezzling money out of them. Whoopsie. Anyway, if you guys haven't heard about that, go look at Facebook. You'll find a story on it on some Facebook group. It's going around. Anyway, well, thank you, Zach. Appreciate your news.
Very welcome.
Very good stuff. So guys, GBWC. What's it take to win GBWC? Anybody know?
Make a really, really good model.
Don't paint it.
Oh, nice. There you go.
Well played.
I don't know.
It's worked in the past, hasn't it?
Do a Zeta plus C1 and you'll win, but then do a Zeta plus C1 and you don't get anything.
Oh,
There you go.
Get a normal model kit and just glue loads of guns to it.
Yes.
more
Hot glue.
guns.
Yeah.
More DACA. All right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But don't go with the size dimensions.
Yeah, exactly. All
Just
right, good deal.
Get a Gundam model kit and apply as much freedom as you can to it, and you will win.
So what you're saying is, you buy a perfect grade freedom and you kit bash it with the high grade freedom and the master grade freedom and the strike freedom and the SD freedom.
Yep.
And you call it the ultimate freedom.
Freedom.
I might have just leaked my GBWC idea this year.
That would be pretty awesome. I gotta admit, seeing all
maximum freedom.
Just an abundance of freedom, I guess. Yeah.
Somebody should take a bunch of freedom kits. It doesn't matter what variant, and they should sculpt Kawaguchi's face out of it and enter that in GBWC.
Oh my god, that's
because then Gunpla would be freedom.
Or what you could do is sculpt Kawaguchi's face out of just freedom parts.
That's what I just said.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Is there an echo in here?
I said it a lot more complicated, but yeah, that's what I said.
Oh. I thought there was an echo. My bad. Anyway. So you guys, let's look, let's peruse back in time some images of GBWC past winners, and let's take a look at them. Let's see what's common in them and what we think it takes. Shall we?
Yes.
Yes. Shall we take a look at the official rules first?
Yes. Good one.
Yes, that's a good place to start. Thank you, Zach. Let's do that.
The problem is I'm trying to find them because the website for 2019 GBWC hasn't opened yet, so I'm trying to find the rules for last year. I found them here for USA.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page.
Hang on just a second here.
What's that, Simon? Did you say you had them?
Yeah, but I think I'm on the same page as Zach. Yeah, that's the page I'm on, yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So they might be, we were talking about this before, and we think that some of the rules might be slightly different for different countries. But the main rules should be the same. So I think we can look at these anyway.
Should be.
So this is for
the prohibition section is probably.
There you go. Obviously, the first thing is you have to live in a country where they do GBWC.
Sorry, Simon.
Sorry, Simon. Also, as far as I know, your nationality doesn't matter. It's where your residence is. So, like for me, I'm American, obviously, but I live in Korea, so I have to enter in Korea. I can't enter like online in America. So as long as well, if you're like, for example, if you were Chinese, like a Chinese national living in America or something like that, you would enter in America. I don't know. I wondered about that, so in case anyone else did. But basically, here's the rules. Rule number 1, the model must be created with the plastic model original kits by Bandai. Basically means no bootlegs and has to be a Gundam kit. 1 entry per person. You have to make the model by yourself. Obviously, no one else can make it for you. Dimensions are a 50-centimeter cube. I've heard people have said that's different in different countries.
Yeah, that's not.
It is different,
yeah, in the U.S. it's 18 by 18 by 18, so we're handicapped.
That's weird.
How many centimeters is that?
I don't know, man. I'm American. I don't know.
Like
3 centimeters square.
I don't know.
Yeah. About 3 centimeters less would be like 47 centimeters. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says 40. Yeah, 46. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Contestant who want to join the GBWC acknowledge the rules. You have to agree to the rules. That's a rule. Okay.
I do not agree with the rules.
Then you can't enter.
I am disqualified.
As you're setting your entry down, I do not agree with these rules.
You cross your fingers and then you put your kit down.
Yeah, there you go.
It says a part which is made by 3D printer will not be judged. So you can't have anything 3D printed?
Yeah.
That recently changed with the Australia. Yeah, it recently changed in Australia, I think last year or the year before. Yeah.
Yeah.
that you
And I
can use
You
that?
could, but it wouldn't be judged. I was saying.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't
Right.
know if that's a universal rule at this point.
That might change this year. I have a feeling that might change because that's getting so much more common now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't know. Just again for 2019, check the official rules once those are released. They're not released yet. And I wanted to see if there was anything else really specific. This is all just kind of nothing really too much related to the actual work. It's all just kind of other technical things about like how to submit and things like that. But
Yeah.
Isn't there a part where they talk about what they're judging it by?
Oh, that's the judging. Yeah.
I'm sure I read that. Oh yeah, judge. It's towards the top.
yeah. Judge, the models will be evaluated and the
Oh, no,
world
that's
champion.
title judge.
What?
That's who the judge is, right? That bit.
Oh,
Yes.
judging criteria.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh, that's the-
one large text sentence is all you get in terms of judging criteria.
That's it.
man.
Welcome to
It cannot
GBWC,
be more
everybody.
vague than that. I don't think they
If-
could make it more vague.
If you are judged to be the winner, then you will be the winner.
Yeah.
That's about it in a nutshell. Yeah.
So the criteria for judging is craftsmanship, painting, and idea, concept.
So I can explain what I know of Australia's variations of those. Like craftsmanship, if anybody doesn't know, it's basically the quality of the work that you put into it. So panel lines, seam lines, nub marks, the texture of your paint. If you've got orange peel and stuff like that, might come into the craftsmanship, but that'll probably be in painting. Your modifications, if your panel lines are nice and straight and nice and clean, and like your little chisel details, they have to be, if they're not parallel, one's tilted this way, that's kind of craftsmanship. And how they judge sometimes is with the craftsmanship. If you put a detail in, but you don't do the detail well, then it becomes a bit of an eyesore. So it's actually better if you can't achieve good craftsmanship with a detail to not have it in there. So that's how I kind of look at it.
That's good. Painting?
Painting, I guess, is, I don't think it comes into color scheme because that's kind of in your idea. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tim, if you know. But painting is basically the quality of the paintwork that you do throughout the kit. If you've missed certain areas with the paint, maybe little underneath areas underneath the armor, your panel line work, if that's neat or messy, and probably, I guess, also your finishing of the decals with the clear coat and stuff like that would come into that as well. Yeah.
Weathering, I guess, like would be in there as well, I suppose, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
no, correct. Yeah, weathering would be in there, and they're a big stickler for the weathering being realistic, as in the amount of scratches and mud and dirt and stuff not being over the whole kit, being on the lower part where the feet would actually get a lot of damage. Whether or not you go too far, whether or not your, say, bullet holes are realistic size, and whether or not if you have a diorama, if your weathering suits the scenario that your model kit's in. It has to be believable. Yeah, they're pretty harsh on that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much anything over the plastic would be contained within the painting criteria.
Okay. And then idea.
And then idea, that's just basically your idea for your kit, whether or not you're going to do like a unicorn, proto-unicorn, and you have it sitting there with like the maintenance bay all around it, and it's like the unicorn before it was a unicorn. And if you tell a story, so you've seen like Wings, how there was all those like Zaku guys going up this way, and they gun them up the top here, and then there was the, I think it was the wife, or the girlfriend of the banana. So there was a story. She had the letter down there, and he had words in the stone and stuff. So it's something that gets the viewer more engaged when they look at your entry, something to keep them there when they walk by.
So you kind of give in the model kit context to the kit and the context around it. Yeah.
Yeah. And like one of the, so you can have really high concept ends like that, where there's an actual story. And James Denise from Australia, his box diorama had like almost like a movie length story that was typed out, and you could see the pathway that the character had taken through the diorama. So that's a mega story. But then you also have one that I think got second or third for Australia, and it was the tall geese with the kind of the wings behind it, and it had a little bit of the yellow emblems, and it's a tall geese from a manga. And so they duplicated the tall geese from the manga. So that's probably a lighter concept because they've seen this and they're like, oh, I'd like to make that. And so they basically create it. And so their idea concept is probably smaller in scope, but it's still a good tidy idea and concept, if that makes sense. Yeah. How does that sound? What do you reckon, Tim?
I think that sounds perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Wonderful answer, Josh.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's the criteria. One thing I wanted to mention about that too is that there's the written part of like you can write a description about your kit as well, like it goes along with your entry. So let me see, GBWC 2018. What's this rules? If we just look like, for example, at these, you can see if we go down here, like here in this part next to there, the comment. This is a place where I think a lot of people will describe like kind of the backstory, but I don't think that goes into the consideration of the judging at all, as far as I know. So like,
yeah, I don't think it does.
The story that you're trying to tell has to be communicated within the actual piece. The backstory that whatever you write, I don't think is really going to be considered at all, as far as I know. Well,
Yeah, I don't
it
think
may
that
depend on the judge, though.
Yeah.
But for a modeling competition, I would estimate that probably isn't taken into too much consideration.
No.
You have to be able to communicate your story within the actual piece, I think.
Yeah. I mean, if you can't communicate your idea through the piece, then it's probably not that successful to begin with. So there you go.
Yeah. There's judges. This is apparently not always true. One winner will be selected by a group of judges from Bandai, including Master Kawaguchi. The US is a little different because they have multiple competitions and then choose one winner from among those, where other countries, they just have a single competition. So it can be a little bit different depending on the country.
Yeah.
And Australia. Oh, go Tim.
Oh, no, I was going to say Canada has multiple competitions as well. They have 2 live competitions and then, of course, the online entry as well. So, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, I think Canada and the US are the only 2, and I may be wrong, but I think they're the only 2 that have multiple qualifying competitions.
Japan as well.
Does it Japan?
They have one for every prefecture.
I did not know that.
And they have a big finals. They have a big finals there at the end, where they'll be like the one winner. So that's pretty intense.
Yeah.
If you saw my video from a couple years ago when I went there, I was there at the time when they were having the finals for Japan. So like all the finalists, all the prefectures of Japan were there in my video.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I think that covers pretty much everything about like the rules and guidelines, as much as we can go off of what's there. Again, the categories for like the ages might depend on your country as well. Some countries have a junior category, some don't. So again, just check that. For the US here, for example, the open category is for 15 and up. So you have to take a look at that as well.
Yeah. And then you've got the standard fare, you can infringe on other IPs and stuff like that. So common stuff, kind of common sense, no brainer type stuff. But
you can't have any nudity or anything.
Questionable ideas or things. Yeah. Yeah. So, just use your brain. Read the rules if you're not sure. And if you're still not sure after that, reach out to your local distributor in whatever country that you live in. That's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know what company's like throwing the event. Exactly.
Yeah.
Or in the US, it would be Bluefin, Bandai.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, I mean, it doesn't help. Because I know some people do this, like they live in, I don't know, somebody lives in Australia and reaches out to somebody in a completely different country for the rule set. I mean, we can tell you kind of general, but we can't tell you your local rule set, with any 100% assurance. So I know Xavier gets that sometimes, and I know Win has been approached and asked what the rules for GBWC are by people outside of Thailand where he lives. So, but touch base with your local distributor, and that way you know for sure. Food for thought.
And also with the categories, double check your countries. Some countries might have different categories as well. So that's where your age bracket and your will put you into a different category. Yeah. So it's not based on skill level, just age. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a good point because, like in the U.S., I mean, we have open, and that's it. that's it.
Do you guys only have open?
Yeah, one category, winner take all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Category.
No.
Wow.
There's a few countries that don't have juniors. U.S., Canada, France, Italy. I want to say Vietnam because they're so new, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And there could be more. But those are the countries that I know just kind of off the top of my head.
Looking at it right now, Vietnam does have a junior category. They did last year. Yeah, they did last year.
Okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I thought they did, but I was just like, I don't know. So, but yeah, that would make sense that they do. And honestly, if you notice the commonality between the countries that don't have junior winners is that they're farther away from Japan than everybody else. So honestly, I think it just comes down to money. Trying to fly at least 2 people over on Bandai's dime. So it is what it is. So
if you're a junior and you want a junior category in the country where you live, then buy more kits.
Right.
Give more money to Bandai.
Yeah. Tell your parents to buy more kits. Bye, Josh.
Josh, come back.
I know. Where'd he go?
He just ran away randomly.
Yeah. He just left us hanging. Anyway. Very good. He's back. He's coming back.
I'm running out of power.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
You're about to die.
The juice is loose.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, hey, let's look at some pictures, shall we?
All right. So before we look at some pictures, what do you think? To keep derailing. But we were going to just guess what we think are the or just based on what we've seen and what we think we've seen in the past. What are the things that are like, if you throw out like 1 or 2 things each that we think are like a must, like staples of what you have to include or what you have to have.
Yeah.
So I think definitely in 2018 it was craftsmanship. I think that's probably one of the top ones.
Yeah.
Judging by the winner.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 for me. Number 1, you have to have your basics down.
Yeah.
Your basic modeling techniques need to be perfected. That means, clearing nub marks, eliminating seam lines, proper surface finishing. And then after that, your paint needs to be solid. We've had winners in the past that have been very, very subtle winners, and we'll take a look at them here in a few minutes. I think for me, basics and good paint. Those are my 2. What do you guys think?
Josh, I just looked at all of them while I was gathering the photos today, so I kind of, my thing's kind of spoiled. But
the other thing to keep in mind is the GBWC is mainly a marketing, I guess, what would you say, marketing concept or program or something for Bandai. They also are looking for something that will look good in photos and on the front of magazines and in promotional materials. So Japan still, of course, does a lot of paper, which we don't tend to do as much in America and Australia and stuff. So they're looking for something that looks good in a single photo like that on the front of the cover. So if it's for me, my Zeta Plus, it's just like a gray Gundam. And they're like, why'd they put an out-of-box Zeta on the front of this magazine? To me, I'm like, it's great. But to people who aren't mega into it, it's not really that attractive. So that's a quality to keep an eye out for as well. That Like that's why dioramas or eclectic color schemes or cool poses look really good in a single image. So that's something to keep in mind as well. But I would say, yeah.
But this is why it gets hard, because in 2013, the winner was that new Gundam from Japan, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So this is why it can be hard to know what it's going to be year by year.
Yeah.
So probably that would be more iconic, maybe. Yeah. It's more recognizable, perhaps.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right.
And Josh, just between you and me, I think your Zeta Plus would look sexy on the cover of Model Graphics.
Definitely. Oh, I'd love it. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I think so too. But yeah, so that is the whole point is there. It does seem to be not trends, but there are changes year to year. So like one of our builds that we enter might not do anything even place, but 5 years before it might have, because there is kind of trends or something like that. So something like the new Gundam, if it was entered from 2013, if that was entered again this one of these years, it probably wouldn't win, because it feels like that era has kind of changed a little bit from there. That kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But this is something that I know we've talked about before, and this is where we can get in the weeds, is talking about how much suit or certain kit popularity factors into it, because like you said, the new Gundam might have been more popular because it's a really popular design, but if it's a modeling competition, how correct is that really in terms of the judging? They're going to judge it based on the popularity of a design. Who decides that, and why should that really even matter?
There was one thing with especially with like my St. Andrew, that one of the marks against it was a lot of St. Andrews get entered. So they've seen them a lot, and a lot of viewers have seen the St. Andrews before. So choosing a kit that's been done a lot of times before, it can be a bit of a handicap.
Yeah, definitely.
And also, and also obscure kits, really obscure kits like the what's the one that Lance did? It's all green. I can't remember. It looks like a grasshopper, or say like my Gab Fleet or something like that. It's super obscure kit. Not many people know it, or it looks a bit funky. They have a lesser chance of scoring favorably because they're so obscure, which is an odd comment, but that was one that we had 1 year. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Popular. Don't enter something not popular enough.
And not obscure. But I think those things, like coming back to what you said, Tim, your craftsmanship has to be really good, and your preparation for your paint has to be really good. These kind of trends that show up every year, you can't predict them at all. Yeah. So it all depends what the trend is and what the judge's perception is of that trend and what they're feeling. So as long as you stick to those things you mentioned, Tim, that's what I think the key is.
Yeah. And I mean, look at it. At the end of the day, even if you enter and you don't happen to hit the bullseye in terms of what the judges are looking for, I mean, like Josh says so many times, man, at the end of the day, you still got a really damn cool kit that you built and that you're proud of. So,
true.
Yeah.
And we're also talking about how to win GBWC, but I mean, that's like the title of our video. But another key part is how to do well at the GBWC, which doesn't mean place or win. My friend Finn in Australia did a little high grade, I think it's like an Origin Zaku, and he's got little vents in his feet and stuff. Can't remember what it was called. Just a single high grade like this, nicely painted, bit of weathering, and Kawaguchi said it was one of his favorites. Not in terms of the competition, but one of his favorites because of the nice paint job, the simple concept, trying to replicate this particular mobile suit. And so Finn did really good at the GBWC, even though he didn't place or win. So that's another way of looking at it as well.
It's not always about originality.
Yeah.
No, because if you do it well, and you have less originality, but if you do it well, then you do better. Yeah.
But striking that balance is the difficulty, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, you're at the mercy of the trend, you know. That's kind of the big thing every year, and it's honestly it's like a lottery, because you don't necessarily know if your number's going to get pulled that year or not in terms of your idea and the trend that you build to. So, I mean, the best thing I can say is just build to the best of your ability and to build to the best of your own unique aesthetic. So, Anyway,
Well, do you want to go through some of the entries and see if we
Yeah.
can kind of work out why they won and did well?
let's look at some
Do
pictures.
you guys want to start from the most recent and go backwards, or start from? I have it from 2013 on. So you guys want to start
I
old
reckon-
and go to?
I reckon going backwards would be funner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Start
Yeah.
from 2018.
yeah.
Okay. Then let's have a look. So I've got the first, second, and third place winners first, and then the rest of them just follow after that in alphabetical order. All right. And all I have for the images is just the honestly kind of crappy ones is off of Bandai's website. So if you guys want to see, you guys watching want to see more images of these, feel free to search on your own for them. Not easy to find a lot of images for a lot of these.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Here's first Japan, Philippines, Thailand, Australia, Canada, China, France, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Italy, Korea, Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, USA, Vietnam. There you go. 2017?
Yo, what is that?
I was just checking, Zach. I think going through fast like that, it didn't show up on the stream. So
Oh, really?
I think going through the images quickly might.
I
might
haven't
pick it up.
put it either, so that will
Oh,
be
okay,
kind of
cool.
stupid. All right, so never mind.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
we're back taking a look at that.
Yeah. I want to say first on this one, the craftsmanship is just next level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's off the charts.
Very original as well.
Mm-hmm. The other thing that I noticed about last year in particular, and if there's any sort of clue as to how it's going to be going forward, is that you have to have some sort of base that like, goes along with the kit. You can't have it like just stood unless like a action base or something like that. It's not going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
has to be an entire display piece at this point.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
the
looks like
days of just presenting a single model on a shelf is just not going to cut it anymore.
Mhm.
So yeah, you need to have a whole display.
So aside from your kit, you need to think about the environment as well. Something that is going to ground it within a space.
And even if it's just like a simple little shallow little plinth sort of thing, make mechanical details on there so it looks like it's been taken out of maintenance bay or something like that.
Yeah.
Like Aaron's, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Aaron's is probably one of the simpler ones in terms of the base. I think Singapore also.
So
it's
yeah,
also-
like that. So there's a difference between a
So-
base and a diorama. Yeah.
Mhm. But yeah, so like even for Aaron's here in Australia, it was kind of like by necessity that they had to do that, as he explained on a previous show. But how like the mobile suit is kind of like even pushing down on the grill there on the bottom there. So having it set in the space wherever it is, and like so for example here in from Canada, having it just flying across something, so at least you can get an idea of like where this scene is. Like winds as well. Very creative with that. But yeah, I think definitely last year craftsmanship was a big thing. I would have to agree with Tim. Like if you take a look at these, and then as we go back in time looking at some of the other ones, you can see like the craftsmanship level is just so much better than it was like 3-4 years ago. Like overall on a lot of these. So you just have really nice works. I don't remember looking at this one much actually in our last show. When I was preparing these images, I was thinking like, I don't remember ever seeing this before now. This one, from Indonesia. That's pretty interesting. Any other thoughts that you guys had about 2018's?
I guess like if you want to take something from this is like these entries, you walk past them in a cabinet and you look at them and you go, wait a sec, and you want to stop and look at them. So they have that draw in factor. So you want to look at them from all different angles. And the base / diorama is really interesting. So that's a kind of a factor that I think was evident in these ones as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the one that from 18 that surprised me was James from Philippines, because it was very whimsical.
Oh, yes.
It came second, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it?
That surprised me as well.
Yeah.
Whimsical is the
right,
word. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I guess it's more whimsical than the other ones at this point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like a cartoony whimsical or anything, but it's not necessarily a war-based display, you know.
That's kind of breaking the fourth wall, that one, isn't it? It's kind of a bit out there.
Yeah.
Looking sort of the standard Gunpla universe style thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's also one of, and as we look through the from again, I have images here for the past 5 years, and I think this is one of the only ones that has played with the scale as well.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So it's interesting to see that in 2018. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a trend.
And you look at the parts that he made and everything, the craftsmanship was just, I mean, top notch, honestly. TK Mechworks, for those of you wondering, on Facebook and Instagram and places like that. That's what James goes by. But yeah,
And
I thought that.
And I initially thought, I'm like, oh, that's not going to place because it is a bit too whimsical.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not seeing it in person, so I'm not really being able to tell the craftsmanship. And that just shows how you can't predict it at all. I was like, no, he's a great builder, but I don't think GBWC is going to choose that. And they chose it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree, and I was right there with you, Josh. I did not predict that in top 3, unfortunately. But I honestly was surprised, and well, kind of both surprised and not surprised, because I saw the whips of his piece, and they were just really good. So,
you know, one thing that I noticed as well this year compared to past years is that there was very few of the kits really had like a lot of noticeable LED work. So I personally was thinking that I don't think that having a lot of LEDs is really going to help your piece all that much. Whereas in like past years, like all the kits all had LEDs going on them and stuff. But
that's a good point, Zach, because I think that does come up as an idea for your kit to put LEDs in. But the judges have told me in the past as well that LEDs don't actually do anything for the judging. I don't think. Yeah, that might be just Australia. Yeah.
So if you're thinking like, just because I know that there is a common idea kind of out there, as I see it a bunch in like comments and like things like that, people kind of think like, okay, what are like the next steps in building? Like you start with your painting and then you get into customizing and then you get into like doing LED work, but LED work is really not necessarily something that's like a necessary step if you're interested in like winning GBWC and things like that.
Yeah,
I would say it's opposed to that, doing like wind style of painting in the thrusters if you want to replicate what it would look like if they were like lighting up. That will get you better judging because of your creativity and your craftsmanship of making them look like they're lighting up. Yeah.
And Win's in the chat too, guys. So what's up, Win?
Hey, Win.
Hey, Win.
Yeah, those were some of the things I noticed. Obviously, some of them had lights like this one, but this one uses lights really effectively because it's inside the hangar, so it really makes sense to have lights in there.
That one, this particular piece right here, the LEDs add realism to the piece.
Yeah.
You know, LEDs added to like thrusters and the eyes and little doohickeys here and there, and I'm just like, But that France piece, that just that they used them really well, really well.
And like in Canada as well, Ryan's as well, he had LEDs in the explosion, so of course that makes sense. It helps light up the explosion, helps set the scene.
Yeah. And Ryan did such an amazing job.
Definitely.
Big fan of his work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, how about 17? What do we have in 17?
Let's take a trip back, shall we?
Going back in time. Sorry, I broke out a little Huey Lewis in the news from
that's
Back to the Future there for you, everybody.
Thank you
Tip
for
your
that.
waitress.
All right. This one I really wish I could have. This one was one that I tried finding some
I
pictures
wish
of.
they took better pictures of this.
Yeah, this photo is just horrible. Sorry, this is such a terrible photograph of this kit. Because I have seen other photos in the past, and other photos do make it look better. This photo does not do it any good at all.
It's interesting that this winner is probably more sort of abstract in its concept than the others.
And if we take a look, at least just here at the first, second, and third, her first, second, and third, obviously third is quite a bit different, but first and second are kind of similar.
Yeah.
Just that they're big ashes of parts.
Yeah.
So like that, I think you could say was a kind of theme, at least in the finals for last year, was that they were looking at something that was using a lot of parts put together.
True Gunpla just wrote in the chat, it's the year of Michael Bay.
Yes.
Good description.
Yeah, pretty much.
I never would have thought entries like this would ever win. And it just shows that tastes change and trends change. Yeah.
Well, I think Bandai made their 2017 sales quota on just those 2 kits alone.
So many parts.
Oh man!
But to what you said before, Tim, the craftsmanship is really important, and the craftsmanship on both of these, as far as we can tell from the photos, does look good without being able to see them really close in person. But what I thought was kind of interesting, taking a look at like years back, and we'll see when we take a look at 2016 how similar this winner from the Philippines. It's the same guy who placed. I don't remember if he placed or not, but his kit in 2016 and 2017 were very similar.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mark from the Philippines, he was actually, his piece was right next to mine in 2016. Yeah, I mean, he's a hell of a guy, hell of an artist too. And yeah, this picture is so bad. Yeah. Hard shadows everywhere. This is just not a really good picture, you guys. And unfortunately, there's not too many more pictures to go off of other than this, which is unfortunate because the piece itself is actually really quite nice. He did a great job on it. So, you know, it may not necessarily be everybody's kind of cup of tea, but, you know, the winners, you know, rarely are at that point too. So,
but I mean, my point was, it just goes to show that you can have a very similar kind of style, and one year it cannot place at all, and next year you can win.
Yeah.
If you just kind of up it a little bit. And like I said, it's similar, but this, like 2017 definitely was better than his previous year.
Yeah.
This one was better. So it just goes to show how he stuck with what he wanted to make, but he just made it better than before, and then he won. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Taking a look at some of the other ones here is Kieran's from Australia.
Super clean.
Yeah. That's a head turner when you walk by it as well. It was really huge and super clean.
And here again, it's something. It's kind of hard to tell how much weathering is on this, but I don't think there's really all that much weathering on this one. And in second place as well, no weathering at all. This one has a little bit of weathering on it, and then like a lot of these aren't weathered. So if you think weathering is a necessary step as well, also not necessarily. So you can also win having something very clean as well.
Yeah.
It is from Canada. I think this was the first year, right, that Canada had its own specific competition.
Yeah. Simon Lamb. And I honestly, I really love this piece, and I mean, I definitely think he should have placed higher, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, I love Simon's work too.
France. I think that was the first year for France as well, right?
Yes, yes, it was. And Vietnam, I think, last year.
Yeah.
This Indonesia. So again, you can see just kind of the story here. It's a very unique style, and so again, kind of like with the first place, the style may not be for you. It's like this kind of weird like coloration all throughout there.
Yeah, it's almost like a heat staining type of look, you know.
But if you do it well, there you go.
Yeah,
in place. So Italy.
Yes, Ricardo. Love that dude, man.
Ricardo just basically wins every year in Italy.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Uh-huh. So he won 3 years in a row? Right?
Yeah.
So there you go. And you'll see when we take a look at the past years too, like his work is all kind of similar as well. But yeah. Eventually,
the Japan one with the Dendrobian, that surprised us all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was craftsmanship like to the nth degree.
Yeah. I mean, full-on technical build.
Because the concept, there's not really a concept there. They've just done the Dendrobium, and they've done an open cutaway little area on it. They've just done a nice Dendrobium, but the craftsmanship is off the charts.
Yeah.
I think in our predictions episode we talked about we thought this one might win. Was that right?
I would think I was saying that I hoped it would win, but I doubted that it would because it's just a meticulously crafted entry and not very creative. Yeah. I can't remember that.
I think we were all more surprised than anything that it won.
Oh yeah,
Here's Korea's, which was
silver.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I don't know why. I don't know. Alex really hates this.
I don't like it, but I admire it.
I love the little Lego cones down on the Xeon base.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That seems so random. Now you look at it.
Yeah, no, right?
Wow.
Why? I don't know.
Different colors.
I'm guessing that there's lights in there, and you can't. And they're not on in this photo or something. So like, I'm thinking that it could be cool.
Not official Bandai parts.
Oh,
There you go.
It could be cool if they turned on, Zach.
Well, yeah, if they're all different colors, then you'd have like a bunch of different colors all reflected on this.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That would be neat. Yeah, I gotta admit. Yeah.
Could have been neat, if it was done in a better way. But I don't know. Yeah, so this kind of thing is what makes me think that I might actually be able to win Korea if I actually put all my time into it. But this was, what is it? Malaysia. There you go. Malaysia did placed high in the older years, but in the past few years, haven't placed in the top 3 for a few years. But obviously, Diorama here is David's. He's from Singapore.
I just absolutely adore this piece.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, you watched. I mean, I kept up with David's whips and everything like this, and I mean, I'm just blown away by the whole thing. It's so beautiful. Just both.
This one's got like.
What's that?
I was gonna say this one's got concepts galore.
Oh yeah, concept and quality both.
And craftsmanship, and his painting just looks like it's just flawless as well.
Yeah. It's just an absolutely beautiful piece, and honestly, I think it should have placed higher, but that's my opinion.
Taiwan.
That thing is amazing.
This one's more like, I guess, like craftsmanship of painting. Is such a high point in it, and then the concept too of just going, I'm gonna put all these characters on the Zaku.
So well. The kit itself, there's like barely anything, as far as I can tell, done in terms of like modifications to the kit.
There's a lot of like scribing and mods and stuff. It's like subtle stuff.
Yeah,
I looked through the whip on this because I really, really like adore this dude's painting. I love this model.
Because
like there's little drill holes, but I don't know because that's a mega size, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm looking at this, and I've painted a couple of mega sizes kits now, and as far as I can tell, none of this detail is added. That's all detail. That's all standard to the mega size kit.
Even on the inside of the leg.
What was that, Simon?
No, on the inside of the leg there. Is that a scribe line next to the thruster there?
Where?
Yeah, where your mouse pointer is.
Yeah.
That's all there on the original kit.
Oh, so that is on the mega size. Oh,
yeah. The only thing that I think that maybe he might have added is on the top of the shoulder, those two little tiny drill holes. I think those might be there too. But as far as I know, it's all details of the original kit.
And so this is like the painting on this is crazy because all the characters and the murals, the color choice is cool. How it's changing from like warm on the left to cool on the right, and then they even did the dusty weathering and the drips down from the panel lines. So it's like top tier painting. For sure. Because you could have entered that Zaku in without that mural stuff and just have it weathered, and it would have been a greatly painted Zaku.
Yeah, and that just goes to show you, you know, if you specialize in one area, I mean, you can make it to Worlds. You know, I mean, this I don't know the name of the builder who did this. Unfortunately, I wish I did. But I mean, just the paint work on this, I mean, that's all obviously hand painted with a brush and you know, expertly recreated. And I mean, there's very little actual, you know, hardware work, you know, in terms of plastic and everything, but man, the paint work is just superb. And obviously, you know, 2017 World Championship right there.
I wonder, and Justin saw the whips he says, but I remember I saw whips as well, but I don't remember any precise details. If that is color pencil and not painted.
I think it's like pastels and stuff.
Really?
Pastels. That makes sense.
I think he did like a lot of different things because there's a lot of different technique here. Like the paint is like acrylic and oil and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Because I remember seeing a whip of his where he drew on the shapes and everything of the characters and all that with just a standard pencil. He drew it right onto the armor and everything. But then after that, I kind of lost track of it. But yeah, I mean, expert level paint work right there.
This one's got concept galore.
Yeah. It's very concept based rather than like this one, obviously very painting based. This one much more concept based. For sure. This one kind of color based.
Concept and color, yeah.
Painting, there's some interesting painting going on there with like the kind of cloudy kind of effects and things like that. A lot of mixed media.
And concept in terms of we've never seen anything like this in GBWC.
Yeah. This was Gao's entry from 2017, and I saw this in person at New York Comic Con last year, or 2 years ago now, and it's honestly a stunner looking at it in person. Unfortunately, since there's so much going on, it just doesn't photograph very well. But man, it is really nice looking in person. He did a bunch of scratch building, especially with those big giant hands to the sides and everything. And then he adorned it with different pieces of like costume jewelry and stuff, and that just made sense, and it looked really, really good. So this was definitely a really good piece. And he used the different sized SD heads for the shoulders and everything, which was pretty awesome.
Oh, I didn't even notice that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Nanju on one side. I forget what's on the other side. I think it's Sasabi or something. Yeah.
And Vietnam. There you go.
Yeah.
This looks like a lot of this is scratch build. I don't know what the frame is, but it looks like almost all of the armor is scratch build, or at least a lot of the legs and the arms. That's not the original DX kit.
Yeah, no way.
So a lot of that has changed.
So this one's got concept in terms of the like we're going to totally change the armor shape on the kit, and then a lot of craftsmanship and actually doing it and putting it together well to hide seams and gaps and stuff because there's so much scratch building going on there.
It does look like it could be in the Gundam canon. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So one thing that you'll notice here about 2017 compared to 2018, the base is really not as important. Well, you have like these that have a base, but like the winners there, but a lot of these other ones, like Here's just the Zaku. The base is not even photographed. Here from Italy, also the base is not even in the photograph. Japan's just like the standard base that's included. Korea's, which is kind of its own thing. David's, it's kind of like sets it kind of like hangar kind of style base, but there's not as much really going on with the bases on a lot of these as much as like 18. They all had pretty in-depth kind of bases going on. I noticed that. But there's also a lot of differences in a lot of these country by country.
Yeah.
You see a lot of styles.
That's the thing to remember is each country is its own competition as well. So that's why these world finalists can all look so different to each other.
Yeah.
You have a lot of range.
Yeah.
17.
Well, how about 16?
Let's have a look. 2016. Oops, not that. Hang on, sorry. Cancel, and here we are.
Oh, yes.
Japan was the winner here.
It's just all three categories of judging just done to 100%.
Yeah.
This
hits all of the criteria there.
Yeah.
And this piece was just, I mean, it was so well executed. Just insane. And that picture does not do it justice either.
Yeah, it doesn't, because you can't see like half of the scene that's all surrounding them.
Yeah. I mean, you can't see the water at the under the bridge that they're standing on. You can't see the the cherry blossom trees except for that little bit. Yeah, this was just a really, really well done piece.
And you'll notice here in 2016, first place, second place, and third place all use multiple kits.
Yeah.
Ooh, good one.
Something else to consider if you're, at least for that year. Those were the winners anyway. The other ones who didn't win, well, in Australia, he used multiple kits as well.
Oh, that's a terrible picture of
that.
So
bad.
Yeah, it is not.
You can't even see what it is in that picture.
Yeah.
Aside from Australia, all the rest of them just a single kit, kind of, and then except for Singapore and Taiwan had kind of mixed kind of things in there with it's kind of one kit, and then like they were kind of riding something. But the rest of them all just a single kit, except for the winners. So also something maybe you might want to consider if you want to win, using multiple kits.
The number 3 China, that's probably the highest concept I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah. And the cool part is that and that Gelgoog on the right side, the main kit was encased in just the giant block of resin, like what you see. Like that thing must have weighed at least 20-30 pounds.
And that could have been an entry on its own, just like that.
Oh yeah.
So you can, and this is one of the few other ones too, out of all of these over the past 5 years that played with the scale.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't giant robots.
It's got dioramas within dioramas.
Yes.
It's just it's like model Inception. It's
like the dog in the jar with the liquid and everything there on the top and the middle. Yeah, this was really, really good. I was very, very impressed by this. Like the documentation, like the paper underneath of that middle part there, like full on, Principality of Xeon document. And even look at the envelope next to it with the seal. That wax seal even had the Xeon logo in it. Like just massive attention to detail. And honestly, that's another really big part is your level of attention to detail. It has to be second to none. Sorry. Let's take a look at another one here. This one's
spinning blade.
Oh yeah, helicopter sword.
This was
This is another one where I'm like, okay, I never would have picked this, but yep, that's why you can't pick it.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah.
very strange, unique, but the craftsmanship looks there, and it's an interesting idea how it's supposed to be like a museum piece, right?
Yeah.
This one is pretty crazy.
I loved this piece. This is by Adri from Indonesia, and I fell in love with this piece the moment I saw it. Just such a great display.
This is something that I was thinking about because when I see this piece, and I guess I don't really know too much about Indonesia, so I could be wrong, but it just really looks Indonesian style.
Yeah, it's got that
captured in this, and so I don't think that this is really taken into too much consideration in the judging, but having something that is sort of themed, like along with kind of like with your country, how, and a few of the different past entries, not this particular year, but in other ones, like a couple different entries from China have been like dragon kind of themes, some like kind of very Chinese. But I don't think that necessarily is particularly taken into too much of account for the actual judging.
Yeah, no, it's
but
definitely not.
Especially the unicorn with his arms up in the
consider
air.
as like a theme, a concept for your piece.
Yeah, no, it can be a great source of inspiration, you know.
Italy again.
That's Ricardo, yeah.
Crazy detailed, and LEDs and everything in there. And this fucking thing.
Wow. I think this one got robbed. I think this one should have won, hands down. Do you know the guy that built this spent 4 years on it? That's insane.
4 years.
Well,
Yeah. Can you believe somebody wasted their time on that?
Well, there's a tip right there.
hell.
Spend 4 years building a kit.
That's it.
Guy must have
You
no
think
life.
you think you can spend 1 year and enter? Yeah, right.
Oh man. Anyway, moving on.
so there you go.
We had our
I
fun
love
with
the
that.
goldfish one. That was so
Oh, yeah.
damn cool.
This
That
one
was
is really cool, for sure. This one, I think, and see if it was up to me based on the criteria, and it's a really interesting concept. The painting looks really good as far as I can tell, and the craftsmanship looks good. So I'm not really. This is one of the ones, like, considering all the entries this year, that I probably would have chosen to place in the top 3. But really hard choice actually, because there's a lot of really good ones this year. Like taking a look at the top 3, and even like some of the other ones that are in here.
Because I guess also I've looked at so many mecha model kits and GBWC entrants, so this is like unlike anything I've seen. So it has that freshness, novelty. So I'm like, yep, top 3 definitely, because I've seen all the other ones. Yeah.
But see, it just goes to show that even if it's something that they've never seen, doesn't mean that's something that the judges are going to particularly like or pick as the winner.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We talked about this when I was talking to you guys about how I wanted to do something kind of like Studio Ghibli style. That's something that I would like to do, like having like a sort of Studio Ghibli style kind of scene. But I honestly don't think that would win, just because, I mean, it's an interesting idea, something that the judges probably haven't seen too much of before, but I just don't think that kind of stuff would necessarily win.
Yeah.
Then you have stuff like this. This one is an example of someone trying to recreate something from the anime. This is something that you sometimes see, and a lot of the winners aren't this, but you do see people doing this in a lot of entries, just people who don't end up winning. This is one of the few examples of someone who did actually win doing this, recreating something from the anime. I think just probably don't take into consideration too much at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as a fan, or like if you're like the person building it, like you really love this particular scene and you want to recreate that, that means something more special to you. For people who may be fans of like in a wing that means something special to you, but how accurately you're portraying a particular scene from the anime is not really going to be taken into account by the judges. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
something to consider.
Cool.
For that.
How about 15?
Okay. Oh, hang on. 15. Wins winning year.
Yeah. Right.
When is he not winning, though? To be honest.
Oh yeah.
One other thing to keep in mind with the entries as well is pose is a very important part of your entry as well. You can have great painting and craftsmanship and base and everything, but if your pose doesn't strike any kind of energy or emotion, I guess, then you are sacrificing a lot. So make sure it does. Yeah.
I suppose you got to keep in mind the dynamics of what's going on around the kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that has to do more with the type of display that you're wanting to achieve, though.
Yeah,
you know, if you're building a silhouette or like a diorama, then yeah, you're going to need some dynamics involved. But if you're building like a display piece, kind of like David Liu's Crimson or the Cardinal, or like my Hummingbird or whatever, then I honestly don't see the posing being of paramount importance. You know what I mean?
Like in this example here.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're showing off the craftsmanship and your work and the model itself. You're displaying it as a piece rather than a piece of a story.
I think you're right in the past, but I think going forward that won't be the case as much. At least that's how it seems based on the trends. Like
trend.
Year. Like for example, if we take a look at like some of these. Again, this is how I was saying about the bases. As you go farther back, see the bases becoming less and less important. They've become much more important in more recent years. They've just simple base. Even Kevin's, he made his base later, but for the competition, simple base, simple base. Ricardo's a little bit more complicated there. But I mean, all relatively simple, not that important. They're more focused on the piece itself other than wins.
Right.
But the base and the scenery, I think, and like the pose of the kit within that scenery, I think, is getting a lot more important in more recent years. Because like Josh was saying, like with the Zeta C+, super nice kit, but without something like if Josh had posed his kit, like for example, let's just take a look at the winner from Japan from last year. Just for we'll throw this. Hang on. This one. So like last year's winner here in Japan. If you'd thrown your Zeta in a pose kind of like this, like within it or something like that, what do you think the chances are that you probably could have placed?
Oh yeah, probably it would have upped it up a lot. Yeah.
It's hard to know for sure, but I reckon that really would have helped.
Yep, for sure.
That definitely would have given you a better chance of placing, or it would have been more likely that you would have placed. I mean, so
yeah, definitely.
Based on what it seems like from the trends, I think it's fair to guess that. Of course, it is a guessing game, but all right.
Yeah.
That here in 2015, right? This year, yeah, again, it's just a lot of single pieces. I think Wins is maybe the only one that has multiple kits, except for Philippines.
Oh yeah,
Wins in the Philippines.
Yeah,
they use multiple kits, but a lot of fantastical stuff.
Yeah, totally.
This one, and where was it?
The China one? That's a bit fantastic.
Yeah, Malaysia. This one.
Yep.
Wings, of course, kind of Wings of Gunpla, similar kind of effect. Yeah, the China one, of course, as well. This one was super cool. But so like this year, didn't really seem like.
I was just gonna say, it just seems like a lot of craftsmanship focus on this one as well. Well, I mean, I guess the grand finalists always are, but yeah.
But like not a lot of like, well, I guess it is kind of mixed, but not a lot of like this super like realistic.
Yeah.
You have this,
Yeah.
And you have Korea's Hyakushiki, which I think, again, for 2015, it's a nice, but probably on the low end in terms of all the finalists here.
It just looks a bit kind of out of the box.
And there would just be tons of hours of work in it, but it looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see there's a lot of scribing and other detailed work and stuff done on there. But like compared with the rest of these, you can see why this one wouldn't have placed in the top. It's just missing the X factor. You're not as badass as a tall geese with huge armament.
I love this tall geese, man.
The pose. It's just
the pose is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the pose is just icing on the cake. I mean, even beyond the pose, it's just such a great piece.
This is another example too of where this one and then Ricardo's both use LEDs. And the LEDs on it look cool. But I mean, I don't know how much the LEDs really helped. Probably in the judging all that much, but it does look cool in photographs anyway. And I guess we have to look at this guy as well too.
Oh, how's that for a minimal base?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, and what I want to know is, how did they judge you on painting?
The inner frame's painted, and then the emblems like the crests and stuff like that, those are painted. All the metallics and stuff, and the gun's painted. So I technically did do some painting, but after thinking about it in the past few years, I'm like, I shouldn't have won because I didn't paint the armor. So I shouldn't have won because that's like not ticking a box.
I mean, but still, though, I mean, it's a great piece, and it's beautiful.
One of the Aussie judges said to Kawaguchi, like, but can you tell that it's not painted? And he's like, no. And he goes, okay, there you go. So that was kind of something on it, yeah. But yeah, I don't know how. But yeah, I just wanted it to look like it was flying, hence the super minimal base. Yeah.
No, I think it works.
Or it's a reference to Evangelion.
Oh, with an angel underneath. Is that what you mean?
You have to really think about
Shadow
that.
angel.
Yeah, man.
That was a deep cut. That was a deep cut.
I've waited 4 years for somebody to recognize that.
I got you, fam. And here's the thing too. I think every year has a nightingale. It's like there's always So when you're talking about how we mentioned before about the judges kind of getting tired of seeing the same kids all the time, then why do they keep picking nightingales? It's like
that's
it does kind of seem like they don't want to keep picking the same kids all the time, but then sometimes they do keep picking the same kids all the time. So
yeah,
I guess that depends on the region. So.
Yeah, it does.
Matter.
Yeah, it's not the exact same judges. Yeah,
that's true.
And it is also limited to if this nightingale was the best one in where is that, Hong Kong, but they're like, we can't choose a nightingale. We're gonna choose the other ones, but they're just lesser quality. They can't swap it out.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so,
That's true. That like for example, last year in Korea, I think there was 4 or 5 deep strikers that people. There's a bunch. There's a lot of deep strikers last year. But yeah, let's go back. That was 2015, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
2014. I forget what 14 was.
Ooh, you're in for a treat.
Oh man.
Wasn't 14 E-Day?
Oh, you're in for a tasty treat.
Oh no, it was Andy Wong.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, how did I forget
yes.
that? Okay.
And the big by Ireland. Yes.
Yeah.
I think this was like the first year I paid attention to GBWC.
See, this is the thing. Like when Tim, you were talking about how you didn't think that the pose was that important for just kind of display piece. This is the kit that immediately came to mind because I don't like the pose of this.
Yeah.
I think
Quite static.
if it was just at a little bit different angle, especially the booster. If this was the booster was up and it looked like it was actually flying like super fast forward, it would look so much better. But he has it on the default stand. That's like just a Bandai stock stand. That's on.
Isn't this Yoshify?
No, I don't think so.
I thought it was for some reason. Oh well.
A very similar style. I think I could be. It's a very similar style, but it's a different guy.
Okay.
But
I saw his name down at the bottom, and I'm like, Yoshihisa. Anyway.
If Ricardo is still in the chat, he'll
yeah, I'm sure Ricardo would know.
He'll know.
But yeah, I remember looking at this back then, and this was a really great piece. But for me, it kind of fell down in the decals because the decals just had silvering all over the damn place, and that was just disappointing.
Really?
Yeah, really disappointing. But what are you gonna do?
Unfortunately, we can't see in this kind of photograph.
Yeah.
Ricardo says, "What was the question?" Ricardo, is this Yoshify? Is this done by Yoshify? I think it's a different person, but we're not sure. We'll come back to that anyway. Third place was here is Taiwan. I love this. This is super cool.
Man,
yeah.
I don't know how this didn't get first or second. Oh man.
Yeah, this was great. I mean, they used the can, as the container of the diorama, which was awesome. And yeah, I mean, just everything about this I like too.
Super cool.
It's got a real Frozen moment.
Yes.
Quality to it.
Absolutely.
And what I like about this is that it's using the size of the mega size kit as like they're kind of taking advantage of how big it is to add a whole bunch of like realism to it. Because when you're using smaller scale, it's really hard to get super realistic at such a small scale. But with a mega size, you can include a lot more realism with it because of how big it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also like a more standardized size, right? So you can find pilot figures. And,
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
A great point.
So there's a whole lot of like really kind of realistic aspect to this. And if you notice, first, second, third, they all kind of have that kind of realistic robot aspects to it. Whereas later years, we saw a lot more like really fantastical stuff.
Yeah.
For the top three this year, they were looking for something that looked like a kind of real world robot possible thing.
Heavy technical influence for those top three.
Oh, Ricardo says, yeah, it's Yoshify. So
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But taking a look at some of the other ones here, though, they do get a little bit more fantastical. This would be Mark Carlisle. Fortunately, in this year, they have the builders' names in the photograph, so that's convenient.
Oh, yeah, cool.
This one from China, a ball. I think since then we haven't seen a ball as one of the finalists. So
yeah.
This year.
No love for the ball.
One of the finalists, and then I think if not this year, that's in 2013. There's also another one that's ball focused winner, but a lot of these also other finalists using multiple kits. This one, Hong Kong, just a pair of kits on a just simple wood base. We got this kind of more action scene here from Italy. Before Ricardo in Italy, Gino won a couple years in a row, I think it was. Got this, and Kevin was the master of North America.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
3 years straight.
You got his piece there. The Philippines, it's a shame you can't see this better in this photograph because it does look really interesting with the pose. It looks like it's some sort of like drop ship or something like that, some ship, and like the what would that be?
That's crazy looking.
I think it's a GMC.
Yeah, jumping off of the ship kind of into this hangar or something like that. That's what it looks like. It's kind of hard to tell from the photo though.
Yeah.
But really interesting scene here, and this is kind of one of the few that's like capturing like a action scene. There's this one, and then this one as well. They have a kind of similar aspect. But those didn't, so it was a lot more mixed in terms of whether you really needed a single piece or an actual scene back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that last one down there, the Thailand entry. Yeah. This was Wynn's first year in GBWC.
First year building Gunpla in general.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, look at that. I mean, the progression, you know?
You can see it because he was doing other like Warhammer kind of stuff before that, right? So
I think so.
I think that's what he said it was. And there he is. He's in the chat, so he can say, I think it was he said Warhammer that he did it originally first before Gunpla. But you can see, if I'm right about that, I mean, how that's influencing this for sure.
Yeah.
But oh, and this one from Korea, I saw this one in person, and this is a really super cool piece as well.
He's one of my favorite builders.
Yeah, I loved the concept of this.
Just this one would be really nice.
Building. So great.
There you go.
Cool.
So again, very mixed. There wasn't really any kind of theme. Yeah, every country was just kind of like, like you said, just kind of taking the best of whatever they had there. So I think like the more people participating, the more people entering has made it become a lot more focused. You have so many more people entering now. They kind of have a lot more choices, it seems like. So
yeah. And it's definitely pushed the skill level much, much higher.
So like where before they might not have really, the judges might not have really had much choice, like, well, this one's the best, and it might have been a lot easier to pick, where now 3, 4, 5 entries that are all super good, and it has to come down to just kind of kit popularity and other things like that. That's kind of asinine. But when we have 3 or 4 top-notch kits, it's going to be basically kind of coming down to a lottery or whatever for who's going to win.
Oh,
these days.
Look at that thing. Do all of you guys love this as much as I do?
No, this is just pornographic right here. This thing.
Okay.
I mean, it's just for me, and I can probably assume for Josh, this right here, this model, is the pinnacle of Gunpla building.
This is the first one I actually saw in person. So absolutely blew my socks off.
Yeah. Just absolutely insane.
Then we take a look at here. 2nd place, 3rd place,
Balls.
Australia, China. I just want to make the point here of the dioramas.
Dioramas,
a lot of dioramas here. One. Philippines, Singapore. It's not like super diorama, but see, there was a lot of diorama stuff that year.
Interesting.
But the winner was not at all. So this is the other ball-based one that I mentioned before. Here.
So this year, do a diorama unless you want to win. Unless you want to get 1st place.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Throw some balls in it. In good shape.
This is really cool, kind of. I'm not sure what you would call it. Cyberpunk
kind of
scene, yeah.
and Ronnie Foon, the builder of this, is just a master at creating just kind of these kind of unique scenes, if you will, and just using the models themselves as different parts in that scene or for different purposes and stuff. I really, really love Ronnie's work, and it's really awesome.
This one was also really great from Korea, using just the what is it, hard graph kits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he's got 3 of them there. I didn't want to. Can't skip Scott's. Scott's
Nice.
here from Australia. So he did multiple kits. Got some kit bashing, diorama scene there. It's kind of got all the everything ticked. That's one thing I think we haven't talked about a whole lot since 2016, when kit bashing was like the big thing. Had the huge kit bashes, but kit bashing in general, just using a lot of kits, using a lot of different parts and mixing and matching parts and things like that.
Yeah. Just making something kind of your own.
Let's see. And again, kind of scenery kind of things here. And again, Gino from Italy. So there were, in this particular year, a lot more scenes of Kevin's.
This one right here, Kevin's, is probably my favorite piece that he's ever done. This thing is just solid, and I love everything about it.
Yeah, the painting is really super nice. The gold, like shiny gold against like the flat red.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I wonder why, and I don't know which year he made that. Was it the Sullivan Express Gundam? I wonder why he didn't. I don't think he submitted that in GBWC, did he?
No, that was what 2015, and he submitted the what is it, the Quetzalcoatl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. I believe this was the first year that David won, right?
I think so.
With this Shanju. I really love this. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, is this David's? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So he's won like 3 times. So
Oh man.
Jesus. I knew he won twice, but I didn't know he won 3 times.
There you go.
Shout out to David Liu, man. Choco Falcon for you guys wondering.
I think this is a really nice example of a base that is just kind of relatively simple, but really interesting too.
And a good pose, good motion and flow in the pose.
Yeah.
It's just the overall like visual dynamic of this is really nice. Yeah, stuff like this. This is more kind of like concept, like based on like in canon kind of thing. This Stein being changed into this Nanju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And Thailand. This is pre-win. Before win started winning over here.
Before the takeover.
Yeah.
Man, this has some crazy scratch building to it, doesn't it?
I'm not
Don't know.
sure.
Unless it's like on the legs and stuff, unless it's just different parts from different kits that I'm not recognizing.
Yeah. It's hard to tell from this picture.
It's hard to tell. The parts on like the lower legs that we were talking about, like for the shins. Josh?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's a part of something else. I don't think that's scratch built.
Okay, yeah.
It's based on look at this. I can't quite tell.
I feel like
Upside down or something. Like a foot cover or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. So what do you guys think? That's I have going back to 2013. 5 years
It's
of GBWC.
Yeah.
I mean, basics. All the winners had their basics down pat.
Yeah.
100% perfected.
That's one
so
consistency. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, for you guys out there wanting to join GBWC, first and foremost, absolutely join it. By all means, no matter what your skill level is, even if you snap a kit and enter it, join. Number two, if you really want to push it, work on your basics. Get your basics perfected, and then try something else. Then try kit bashing, or then try scratch building, or what have you. But get your basics down. That's what I would say.
To get the craftsmanship down first.
Yeah.
Then start looking at concept, and because it's impossible to predict who's going to win.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it's a lottery every year in terms of trend.
Yeah.
So you can't build toward the trend. You just have to build to your skill set.
And once you've got your craftsmanship and your basics down, then you can do what we did here and look at past entries and go, okay, that is what I want to make, something of that sort of style. And you go, what has that got? That's got a bit of a base. It's got a bit of a story behind it, and the paint's cool and the pose. Okay, I'm going to try and tick off those sort of things, but with my own kit and my own sort of flavor. Yeah, which is the Shinigi new Gundam, just it standing there like that. Of course, that's why my Zeta Plus was just standing there, because I'm like, I just love looking at that new Gundam, so I want to replicate that sort of feeling. So do that. Look back on the past entries and winners and see which ones you really like that kind of speak to your personal tastes, I guess. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Just keep looking at other modelers, see what they're doing.
Yeah.
I agree. I think you don't necessarily have to focus on technical things before your concept. You can focus on both at the same time. If you have a particular concept, you have a particular idea that you want to do, it's fine to work on developing your concept first, and then develop your skills as you need as you go along, considering however much time you need. And I would also say, don't worry too much about the time as well, because there's no time limit as to Tim worked on his for 4 years. You don't have to finish your piece within a year. If you don't meet the deadline, you can enter in the next year. There's no time limit as to when you start or finish the piece. Something to consider as well.
Yeah.
And if you're not seriously trying to win or anything, you can do a crazy concept, cool diorama base, and have panel lines and nub marks galore on it, as long as you know that, and that's fine. And you can get actually some good feedback from people. They'll be like, yeah, you got nub marks, but man, your concept was cool, your base was really good. So if you're not serious about winning, you can do it all now. Doesn't matter, go for it. Yeah.
So you can get some constructive feedback at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one part that we haven't really touched on, and I know I know Josh would echo my sentiment here, but just joining GBWC is so much fun because of the people that you meet and the conversations that you have and the memories that you build. That cannot be taken for granted. So if you're looking to get in GBWC, that's why I say, number one, absolutely join.
Yeah. As long as it's not too much of a hassle, like it is for me.
Well, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I think that about does it.
We're all gonna win next year because we just shared the secret.
Yeah. Well, even Simon.
Even Simon.
Simon, we'll see in GBWC next year, no doubt.
Definitely.
Good stuff. All right. Well, good stuff, boys. Let's go around and tie this one up and be on our merry way, shall we? So let's do plugs. Let's go, Josh. Go ahead, man.
Josh Madera on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and I post all my photos up there and chat on there as well. So send me a message if you have any Gunpla questions or just want to chat. And I also have joshvadera.com, where I sell a work in progress book from a Zeta Plus. You can pay whatever you want. And I sell artwork up there, so art prints that I ship around worldwide of Gunpla. So check that out and say hi. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Justin, go ahead, man.
What's going on, guys? I'm Justinius Builds on just about everything. You know, come check me out. I finally started posting videos again. I'm going to try and keep that up throughout the year. I can't promise that I'll keep them weekly, but I'm going to do my best.
Nice. Thank you, sir. And you just posted a new video recently, right?
2 days ago, I think. I need
Yeah.
to really post that around. I have not done a very good job promoting that.
Well, you're doing a hell of a job, dude. Thank you. All right, Simon, go ahead, man.
Yep, you can find me here on YouTube as Gundam UK. And you can visit my website, gundamuk.com, especially if you're after some aftermarket parts for your Gundams in the UK. And on Instagram and Facebook too, as Gundam UK.
Cool. Can't wait to see that Delta, man.
Yes, it's coming very soon, probably next week. I'll be posting pictures.
Excellent. Excellent. Looking forward to it. Zach, go ahead, buddy.
Yep. Just you can follow me at the Hipster Aurelius at yahoo.com.
He just made
Ringing actually AOL.com.
I was gonna.
Have you got a GeoCities page?
You guys probably just haven't heard about it yet, but you'll hear about it probably later on.
I'll follow you on MySpace.
I was gonna do a joke that you go to ZakuAurelius.com and it's like you still use the internet, like as if you're like beyond the internet somehow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got a couple of $400 or $500 kits coming in. Gonna be reviewing for you guys. Other like HD stuff, it's like garbage. I don't even like that stuff anymore.
Don't even like it.
Oh, man.
So
Nice.
just trying to keep it real.
Very cool. And don't forget about Zach's Kotobukiya contest either.
Yeah. Kotobukiya contest, and in the works, there's going to be another contest coming up like pretty soon right after that. So I won't say anything more about what it's going to be, but it's also not going to be Gundam stuff. So
Ruh-roh.
keep that in mind. But that should be cool. And yeah, it's not totally decided yet, but I might be at and my phone just died, so I can't remember the name of the con. That con that I mentioned you guys about in Texas.
Oh yeah.
Can't remember the name.
Oh man.
But I might be coming to Texas in June.
Yeah.
A
I
con.
forget what the name was.
Anime Matsuri. That's what it is. There you go.
Yeah.
I was invited to Anime Matsuri, and I'm not sure if I will be able to or will be surely going or not yet, but might be. So we'll see.
Nice. Very cool. Well, thank you, sir. All right, guys. Last but not least, I am Tim, one and only Child of Mecha. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, all that, all the good shit. Childofmecha.com for all of your modeling needs, and then hit the store if you want some shirts, some hats, and other cool stuff too. So if you want to check out the Jesta builds and stuff, man, check out those live streams on my YouTube channel. And then also, if you want to tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern, we do it live. Come on by, hang out, ask questions, be cool. So that's all I got. So, guys,
let's also say thanks to Alex, as always, for moderating in the chat.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
And all of our
He's got a
friends
contest too.
Man, the gang was all there tonight. All of our friends of friends. Were all there. So
All the boys in the chat.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you guys watching, thank you very much. Everybody in the chat, you guys are awesome. All the boys on the show, thank you so much for your time. And guys, you know what? We'll see you next month in February. Next month is, if I believe, we have 2 birthdays next month.
Mine.
Mine and Zach's. Yeah. I think we're like a day apart too, aren't we?
28th.
Oh yeah, so 3 days, the 25th. So yeah.
Mine is next Saturday.
What?
Just to remind you all.
Who cares?
Happy birthday, Simon. Everybody in the
Simon.
chat, type out happy birthday, Simon. Do it now. Every single one of you. There's 88 of you watching right now. Type it out.
Well, one person do H, one do A, one do P, and it better be right. Otherwise, we're doing it again.
Yeah, right?
Alex,
We'll stay here until you people get it right.
Throwback.
HTV.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Simon trying to sneak it in the last minute. Finally over the hill. What's it like to be 40?
Over
Look
the
at
hill.
happy birthday, Simon. Look at that. Nice.
There we go.
My people came through. That's awesome.
Very nice.
Oh yeah, have you hit 4-0, Simon?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
I will be hitting 3-9.
3-9. Oh, okay.
All you young whippersnappers.
Whippersnappers.
Jeez. I'm the oldest one here. Anyway. But hey, guys, thank you for watching so much. We appreciate your time. We'll see you back next month in February for another episode of Gunpla Talk, episode 44 next month. What? Guys, we're coming up on 4 years in a few months.
That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
4 years.
Yeah. 4 years. That's crazy.
Oh, man.
It always gets me. Always gets me. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you next month.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.